So today's event was kind of a fail. I don't know if it was a fail on my part or a fail on the event's part. So let's kind of get into it. So Hush Concerts is a organization that does silent discos. Basically what a silent disco is that the entire group of people attending wear headphones, and then you can hear all the DJ playback through your headphones, but then from the outside it just looks like everyone's dancing to nothing. So they do it so that they can also get away with different noise ordinances, so that you can have music playing later in the night without it actually disturbing the neighboring areas. So I thought it was a pretty cool idea. I've heard of it before, not Hush necessarily, but I've heard the idea of silent discos. And Hush does these throughout the summer in Santa Monica at the pier. So I decided to go to this one, and there are 3 channels and you get to dance to like all the different stations that you want. And it's $12 for general admission and it's $50 for VIP. If you buy it at the door though, the general admission is $15, so it's a little more. With VIP you get free drinks for 3 hours, and then you get like your own private little area. I was there probably like the first hour, and by 8 o'clock there really wasn't anyone there. There was nothing really going on. There were probably only like 3 people dancing. Everyone else was kind of just like sitting there with their headphones on. I didn't go into VIP, so I don't know how that was. So I don't know if I was just there way too early, and maybe it's like poppin' later on at night, but you would think within the first hour there would be some sort of activity and participation, and there really wasn't. And they also didn't have a particular area blocked off for the event. So you're just on the Santa Monica Pier, and there are just, regular tourists walking around. It's kind of odd to just be like there dancing around when there are also people who aren't participating. And they didn't have any sort of signage or any directions as to where to go. So I just kind of walked around the pier until I found them. So I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. I kind of just like surveyed the scene and then ended up leaving. So I don't know. I'm not going to rate them, because if I did, it obviously would not be good. I feel like I maybe didn't give the event a chance, but I also feel like if your event is not like up and running and like entertaining me while I'm there, I'm not going to wait around hoping that it gets better. So I don't know. I think that if it's something you want to check out, don't make it like your whole evening plans. Do something else and then kind of check it out later to see if it's something you're interested in. With that being said, I did hang out at the pier for a little bit, and the Santa Monica Pier is one of my favorite places. I just love being by the beach in general, and at the pier there's just so much to do. So they have a lot of parking areas. I parked in a structure and I was there for about an hour, so parking was free. But there's also a lot of street parking, and there's also parking at the pier. And they have a bunch of restaurants. There's an arcade, games, rides, the beach, of course. There's also a bunch of performers on the actual pier, so they can do caricatures. There are break dancers, people singing, playing music. So it's like a really popular place to just go and hang out. There's plenty to do. And it's also a really good place to get Pokemon if you play Pokemon Go. It's It's one of my favorite places to Pokemon hunt. And what's good is that there's also the 3rd Street Promenade, which is like a couple blocks away from the pier, and there you have a ton of shopping, more restaurants, more street performers, and there's also a mall. So it's a lot of things in a very small area, so you can kind of walk to do a bunch of different things. And I just really like the area. It's nice. There are a lot of homeless people, so you know, if that like bothers you or makes you uncomfortable, just be aware of that. And then also Venice Beach is pretty close to Santa Monica too, so if you drive a couple miles you'll be at Venice Beach. So everything's really close together, and it's just like a nice place to go hang out. Today was super busy though, probably because it was a Saturday and it's the summer. So if you can, I definitely suggest going during the week when it would be less busy. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait in lines for food and rides and games and stuff. Plus, it's not the most enjoyable when it's super packed, because there's not gonna be a lot of seating, and I kind of like to go and sit like by the fence on the pier and just like watch the ocean. There's also a lot of fishing that goes on there, so if that's something that weirds you out, just be aware of that, because people are fishing everywhere, and then they clean the fish and everything there, so it'll probably smell a little fishy. So I think as far as the event, like I said, I'm not gonna rate it because I didn't really attend it and it wouldn't be fair. But as far as the pier goes, I think Santa Monica Pier is definitely like a 9 out of 10 for me. There's just so much to do, and it can be a really relaxing day, and even if the pier is busy, you can just go sit on the beach, and there's something for everyone there, so I think it's definitely worth checking it out. I left the pier. My friend was supposed to meet me at the event, and then I kind of told her it was terrible and it wasn't really worth it. So we met up for donuts afterwards, and one of my favorite donut places is Sidecar Donuts. It's also located in Santa Monica. It's about 2 miles away from the pier, and they have a bunch of different options. They also have coffee and tea. Every month they have a particular flavor that they sell that goes to charity. So this month it was s'mores. So I got the s'mores donut, and I also got the apple pie donut. But I think my favorite donut that they do is the butter and salt. And it sounds weird mixing salt and donuts, but it's so good, especially when you can get it like hot out of the oven. Even though the event was kind of a fail, I still had a pretty good evening just walking around the pier and eating some donuts. I know that Hush Silent Disco does events elsewhere, so not only in Santa Monica, and I think they also throw events at other events, so if you're at like a festival, they might be having one there. So I would just check it out on the website and see. I would also try to see if you could find more information, maybe at the particular event you're going to, just because I don't know if the participation or the events are going to be different based on where they are. I just feel like for the location, it was just kind of awkward, and I would have preferred that they had like an actual section kind of roped off or blocked off for the actual event, so it wasn't all mixed together and weird. But again, I was only there for the first hour, so I don't know. It could have really blown up later, but it just was not worth my time or entertaining enough to stick around to find out. So, alright, well that is that, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye!